Hello everyone. I'm KAVITHA and KARUN, Assistant Professor, Army Institute of Education, Greater Noida, affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, New Delhi. Today we will discuss a topic of semester 4 that is coming under course code BED 214, course title Guidance and Counseling. The topic is coming under Unit 3, that is major concerns in guidance and counseling, and the topic is skill of self-discovery. We know many individuals, many persons, great personalities. Some are great academicians, politicians, dancers, musicians, painters, sports persons, persons from social service. How we will come to know that they are the great personalities in their field? Because they have established themselves through their skills. And some individuals are there. They also have some skills, abilities, but we don't know them. Why? They never tried to establish their self by identifying what are the aspects in which they can perform better. Because they lack an important skill that is required, that is the skill of self-discovery. And we will discuss the meaning of self-discovery, importance of self-discovery, and process of self-discovery. Self-discovery, the knowledge on self-discovery, that is very important. That is why it is included in the teacher education curriculum. A future teacher or a prospective teacher must know what is the importance of self-discovery and what are the process through which one can discover the self. And in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna is telling to Arjuna, elevate yourself through the power of your mind. अपने आपको मन की शक्ति से ऊपर करना. And not degrade yourself. खुद को नीचे नहीं कर. And we have to identify, we have to discover the two aspects that is there in our mind, the enemy and the friend. It is our skill to identify which aspect in our mind is our enemy and which aspect in our mind is our friend. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. स्वयं को जानना सभी ज्ञान की शुरुआत है. It is told by Aristotle. Why these great teachers are stressing on discovering the self? Because that is the gateway to realizing the self. And self-discovery, it is the examination of our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And through that, we will reach to a conclusion on who am I? मैं कौन हूं? इसके आंसर मिलेगा वहां पे. And it is a deeper understanding of our own self. मेरे को क्या करना possible है? And our character, our values, what is more important for me? Our potentials, what I can do better, and our purpose of life. Why I am here? Of course, there is a purpose. Identifying that purpose. Why it is important? Developing the skill of self-discovery is important. Because It helps in realizing what we are. We will identify ourselves. We will try to realize, and through self-discovery, we can realize ourselves. And it is the fundamental component of personal growth. Our personal growth or development, it starts when we start discovering ourselves. And before advising students for their career planning, we have to train them or we have to enhance their skill of self-discovery. Why? Through the skill of self-discovery, one will identify what are my likes, where I can perform better, what we do best, and what are my values associated with a work, what are my attitudes related with a work, and what are my preferences on relationships, what are my leisure time activities and lifestyles. All these aspects are identified, and if the person or the individual translate all these identified aspects to the personal goals, that is the point in which the person is realizing the self. By the process of self-discovery, one will start developing the self. Now the person knows the skills. The person knows what he can do or what she cannot do. And started focusing on where the person can perform better, either in academics or co-curricular activities, wherever is possible, wherever he can perform better, the person starts focusing on that. That is the point of self-development. If the person focusing on the self-development continuously, then the person will be a master in that particular field. He's practicing, he's getting training, he's thinking about how to improve that skill or that ability. And if the person is a master in that field, the person can proceed to the next aspect, that is self-actualization. If at that point the person realizes that, no, I have yet to actualize myself, there, rediscover the self. Continue the process. That is why the great authors say that self-discovery is a continuous process. Self-discovery is an ongoing process. Self-discovery is a never ever ending process. And this process of self-discovery, it has two aspects. One is our private internal experiences of feelings and thoughts. And the other one is the result of our relation to others and the world. When I live a life, when I go to school, when I go to college, when I am reading a book, what is my experience related with that reading? What I learned from that book? By reading a story, what sort of feelings I have? What are the thoughts that were associated with that particular novel or particular historical incident? When the teacher told me to submit an assignment immediately, what were my thoughts associated with that? These are our private internal experience. And the next is coming in relation to others. When we come out from ourselves to the outer circle. There we start relating with others. When we start relating with others, another opportunity of self-discovery starts. The way in which others behave to ourselves, that depends upon how we behave. It's a give and take action. If we are empathetic, the others also will show the same thing. How considerate we are in relation with a particular social situation. Am I a group member? Am I ready to play in a group as an effective member? Am I cooperative? Am I loyal to my group? Am I loyal to my family? All these aspects will give an opportunity for us to discover ourselves. That is, one is through our private or personal experience, and other is by relating with others. As we told, the process of self-discovery is a never-ending process. It's a continuing process, and it's an art. The skill of self-discovery, it is an art. How this artist become a perfect artist? Through practice, practicing regularly, practicing continuously. After practicing, correcting every day. That is the process of becoming a best artist. In the same way, to acquire the art of this self-discovery, we have to start, we have to practice, we have to rehearse, and we have to correct ourselves. And it is starting from self-reflection. It is very familiar to you. And through that self-reflection, we will reach into a state of self-awareness. That self-awareness will give more light into our interest, that is interest awareness. And based on self-awareness and interest awareness, we will discover our hopes and dreams. What is self-reflection? It is a part of your curriculum. How you are doing self-reflection? Just keeping a mirror in front of us. That mirror will tell what is wrong with you and what is right. In the same way, we have to step out of one's own thoughts and actions and look at ourselves as a person, as a critical person. Ask question to ourselves. Today, I got an opportunity to take part in morning assembly. How I prepared for that morning assembly? How was my performance? What were the feedback that is given by the teachers and the friends? If I am getting a chance again to take part in a morning assembly, what are the points or what are the aspects in which I should improve? If you can do in that way, that is the point of self-reflection. There you are starting to discover yourself. And this self-reflection leads to a better insight into ourselves. That is a state of self-awareness. Now we are aware about what are my skills? What are my aspirations? What are my thoughts? What are my interests? Why I am interested in that? I know about everything. That is a state of self-awareness. And how to do self-reflection? Take time to think about who am I? मैं कौन हूँ? इसके बारे में सोचना है. ये सोचने के लिए टाइम भी चाहिए. Take a break. At the end of the day, take some time to think about what were my roles today, how I have performed each and everything, even if it is big or small, what were my expectations, how others reacted to me, what I learned today from each and everything. That we have to reflect. And our mind will be totally distracted as continuously interacting with others and continuously going through different classes. Our mind will be distracted because of many reasons. There we have to refocus and we have to concentrate on our inner self. How it is possible? We have to meditate. We can take any sort of meditational technique that is of our interest. If you love music, listen to a good meditational instrumental music, or read a book that's of motivational. Go for a walk, enjoy the beauty of the nature, go for a drive, go for swimming. All these things will give an effect of meditation, and this meditation will help you to refocus from the distracted state. And the most important aspect, you are practicing that also, write a reflective journal on daily basis. Don't forget to record what are the reflections. Every day, from the beginning onwards, whatever engagements were there with us, write on that. Keep on journaling and read that journal, because that journal will help you to move forward by improving your skills and by correcting you. And after reflecting on ourselves, we will realize what I can enjoy and what I cannot. I can enjoy an activity in which I am interested. So that is the point in which we are realizing what are our interests. And based on these identified skills, identified interest abilities, our strengths, weakness, we have to identify or discover what are my aspirations, how I wish to see me in my future, what are my dreams, what are my hopes on me. Discover that hope, discover that dream, and try to connect what we are and what we ought to be. If our dreams and aspirations are entirely different from what we are, it will be very difficult to realize. And these dreams will change, these hopes will change as we discover and rediscover more on us. It should change. How we can discover the self? Great author on self-discovery, Dr. Nathaniel Branden, has suggested some process through which we can discover the self. The book titled The Act of Discovering Who We Are. In that book, Dr. Branden suggests we have to pay attention to three aspects. One is pay attention to the physical sensation. And the next is pay attention to the emotional interpretation. And third one is pay attention to what matters to us. Here two images are there. In the first picture, Kids are playing. If we ask them, how do you feel now? They will tell, we are very happy, we are enjoying, we are playing with each other, because their feelings are, their thoughts are connected with what they are doing. Their physical response shows that what is their feeling and what is their thoughts connected with that particular activity. They are completely engaged in that activity. That is why they are playing with each other. In the second picture, we can see two kids are there. One girl is singing a song. She's enjoying, of course. But the other person is little bit irritated. Why? Maybe he's not enjoying her singing. His physical response show that he doesn't like what she sings. So we have to read and we have to listen to our physical feedback. That physical feedbacks will tell what our thoughts are, what are our feelings, what are our desires. When we do something that is of our interest, we will be with full energy. When we do something that is of not our choice, we will lose interest. We will say, I'm not interested in that one. I can't go because I'm not feeling well. Because that physical response is because our thoughts associated that with particular activity is not of our choice. We are not preferring that activity. And important aspect, pay attention to the emotional interpretation. We experience our entire life. We experience the world. We experience our day-to-day life, the way in which we perceive. For example, two students are coming and the teacher is suggesting for improvement in their work. The student who is perceiving that suggestion as a scope for improvement will approach the teacher again and will ask, teacher or mom, where I have to improve? What are the aspects in which I have to concentrate more? Because for that student, the suggestion given by the teacher is an opportunity for improvement. Her perception is like that. At the same time, the other student will start avoiding the teacher. Because for that student, the suggestion given by the teacher is just a criticism. Why the teacher is after me? Why the teacher is trying to criticize me? The person will never approach the teacher because she is perceiving that suggestion as a mere criticism. Why it is happening? Because our personal filters gives color to each and every situation. We are wearing a personal filter when we see the world. And what is that personal filter? That is our perception. From where these perceptions are coming? It is from our process of thought and it is from our experience. And we have to explore the meaning that we attach to each and every experience. We have to identify. If I try to avoid the teacher every time, will it help me to improve myself? Or if I try to change that whatever mistakes I have done, will it be beneficial for me? So we have to interpret, we have to identify what are our meaning that are connecting to a particular experience. And we have to pay attention to what matters to us. We will feel connected to what feels good to us. Okay. And there we have to reflect. Everything that feels good to us may not be beneficial for us. there we have to think, what matters to me? Going for a movie or preparing for the examination? Which one is more important for me? What am I good at? Sometimes I will be good in writing, but I may not be good in speaking. That we have to pay attention to where I am good in. And what do I enjoy? I enjoy the thing that I can perform better or I am interested in. That we will identify through the process of self-discovery. And self-discovery is unfolding. It's a process. It is unfolding process. There we have to think again and again. We have to ask this question. Do I matter? When a person becomes a matter or a significant person, when the person starts contributing effectively to oneself and to others, there the person becomes a matter. After identifying one's own skills, one's own strengths, one's own capabilities, one's own interest, attitude, aptitude, interest, if the person is trying to establish oneself through that identified aspects, others also will start noticing that. They will call you for that particular activity because you started improving yourself based on that particular skill and others started identifying you based on that particular skill. So there now you are a matter. Am I making a difference in the world? Making difference. A big thing is not required to make difference in the world. It is not necessary. If you go through the corridor, if there is a light that is not required, if we turn off that light, that is the beginning of your effort to change the world. While you're traveling in a bus, an aged person is standing near to you, if you are ready to give your seat or offering your seat to that person, there you are starting to change the world because you discovered yourself. I can stand. I should respect this aged person. I'm a young person. I can stand without any problem. And next thing that we have to ask, am I living the life I am meant to be living or living some else's life? By force, I have selected a profession and I am just living with that profession. That means I'm not living a life I'm meant to live. Think about that. And to make the profession in which I am as my profession, what I have to do? Identify the skills that are required to improve or to contribute more into this profession now I am. There you are rediscovering more about yourself. Here I quote Paulo Coelho, you must be aware about, the author of the book, The Alchemist. Paulo Coelho says, the act of discovering who we are will force us to accept that we can go further than we think. Sky is the limit for our development, for our aspirations, for the realization of ourselves. The sky is the limit. And when we start discovering ourselves, we will realize that whatever we have realized, it is beyond what we thought about ourselves. With this, I conclude. And I wish all the prospective teachers will discover and will rediscover about what you are, and will pass on this skill of self-discovery to the students or the children, those who are coming to you. Some books and reading list is given. You can refer this. Thank you.